Motivation is fragile. It's emotional, unpredictable, and fleeting. One bad morning, one hard day, and it vanishes. And that's why most people never build anything that lasts. They rely on how they feel. But you don't need motivation. You need a mission. A mission doesn't wait for a mood. It moves with or without one. A mission doesn't stop when life gets tough. It shardens. If you've ever felt stuck in a cycle of short bursts of energy, followed by long stretches of regret, this is your wake-up call. This is the shift. This is the fire you've been missing. For the next 6 hours, we're not just going to inspire you. We're going to transform the way you think, grind, and show up. Let's go. Stop chasing motivation. Start building a mission. Most people wait for motivation, like it's some kind of miracle fuel, like it's the secret weapon of the successful. But let me tell you the truth. Motivation is inconsistent, undependable, and fleeting. And that's exactly why most people never rise above mediocrity. They're waiting for a good mood, waiting to feel ready, waiting for life to hand them the right time. But winners, real winners, don't wait. They build a mission. A mission doesn't ask for your feelings. It demands your discipline. A mission doesn't care if you're tired, if it's raining outside, or if you didn't get enough sleep. A mission says, get up, show up. Let's go. This hour is about breaking free from the cycle of starting and stopping, from the trap of emotional momentum. If you've ever felt like you start strong but always fade, this is where we change that pattern forever. Here's what you need to realize. Motivation is external. Mission is internal. One fades, the other fuels. You don't wake up with fire every day, but you can wake up with a reason. Purpose-driven people don't chase moments. They create systems. Your identity must shift from I want to into I must. The world doesn't reward the most inspired. It rewards the most consistent. In this first hour, I want you to ask yourself this question and write it down. What is my mission? And what am I willing to endure to fulfill it? Because once you lock into that answer, you stop drifting and start driving. And when the world sees that you're not operating off feelings, but off of vision, conviction, and fire, it won't just respect you, it'll remember you. Define the mission. Purpose over hype. Motivation gets loud, but purpose stays locked in. That's the difference. Most people chase hype. They chase temporary energy spikes that feel good in the moment. A viral video, a quick quote, a temporary fire. But hype dies fast. What outlives it? Purpose, vision, mission. Let me ask you something. If I stripped away your phone, your music, your followers, your motivation playlist, would you still move? If I turned the world silent and put you alone with your goals, would you still grind? If the lights went off and nobody was watching, would you still show up? That's the test. And that's why this hour is about getting crystal clear on your mission. Not just what you want, but why you want it. If you were... What's the real difference between a goal and a mission? A goal is something you set. A mission is something you live. A goal is a finish line. A mission is a way of life. A goal can be abandoned. A mission becomes who you are. Your mission has to be so real, so personal, but it hits you in the chest. It has to mean something. It has to come from pain, from purpose, from something so deep. It doesn't care how tired you are. It pulls you out of bed. Here's how to define your mission. Find the fire behind the goal. Don't say, I want success. Ask why. Is it because you grew up broke? Because your parents sacrificed? Because you want your kids to have what you never had? That's your fire. Write your non-negotiables. Mission-driven people don't try. They don't.
No.
They decide. What are the 3 things you will do daily, no matter what, because they serve your mission? Define who you need to become. What kind of person must you become to complete this mission? Write that identity down and live like you already are them, because you are. Revisit the Mission Daily, tape it on your wall. Set it as your lock screen. Speak it into a voice note and listen every morning. This isn't optional. It's essential. Let us know when the mission is clear. Excuses disappear. When you live like this, when your life is driven by conviction, not convenience, you become a different breed. People feel your energy. They notice you don't blink when things get hard. You move like a machine. Not because you're robotic, but because you're locked in. This hour was about vision, but not the fluffy kind. The type of vision that becomes a code, a reason to say no to distraction, a reason to keep going when it's pitch black and no one claps for you. Motivation fades, mission fuels, and purpose wins. Discipline is the engine, mission is the fuel. Let's make something clear. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. You don't get to greatness by waiting for motivation to show up at your doorstep. You get there by showing up daily, tired or not, inspired or not, ready or not. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's your greatest ally. It's the weapon that keeps the mission alive when your feelings try to bury it. When your back hurts, when your friends are out partying, when the clock says 4:45 a.m. and your alarm goes off. It's discipline that gets your feet on the floor. And what powers that discipline? The mission. Stop relying on emotion. Start operating on execution. Motivated people show up when it feels right. Mission-driven people show up because it's required. They've trained themselves to act regardless of how they feel. Because they understand, if your goals depend on your mood, you'll never get far. But if your goals depend on your mission, you'll never stop. That's the mindset that separates winners from wishers. Anyone can work hard when it's easy, but your legacy, your reputation, is built on what you do when it's not. Build a system that honors the mission. Mission-driven living requires more than hype. It requires structure. Here's how you build it. Create routines that serve the mission. Wake up time, daily grind hours, bedtime wind down. Remove the guesswork. Your life needs rhythm, not randomness. Track relentlessly. Winners don't try, they track. They know how many calls they made, how many hours they studied, how many reps they did. Why? Because what gets measured gets mastered. Build accountability. Mission means you don't leave it to chance. Get a coach, get a partner, join a group, or be so internally locked in that your standards are higher than anyone's expectations. Discipline beats delay. Postpone comfort, not your calling. Skip that binge watch. Skip the late scroll. comfort is the enemy. You're on assignment now. Winners work while others wait. When your peers are waiting for the
Right time.
you're already 3 miles ahead. When others are refreshing their feed, you're refining your grind. You stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start declaring, "Cuff."
This is what I do. This is who I am. This is my mission. That's the game changer. That's the identity shift. That's what makes you unstoppable. Reminder, if you're watching or listening to this speech, don't just nod along. Live it. Take notes.
Make moves. Execute. Because your mission is waiting, and it won't complete itself. Your environment must match your mission. Let's talk about something that silently kills dreams every day. Your environment. You can have the strongest mindset, the biggest goals, the boldest vision, but if your environment doesn't support your mission, you're fighting a war with one hand tied behind your back. You can't plant greatness in toxic soil. This hour is about alignment, making sure everything around you supports where you're going. Not where you've been, not where they want you to stay, but where your mission demands you go. The energy around you is either fuel or friction. Every conversation you have, every room you will, every piece of content you consume, it either feeds your fire or kills your focus. And when you're on a mission, you can't afford to waste energy entertaining people, places, or patterns that don't move you forward. If your circle talks more about people than purpose, it's time to level up. If your room is chaos, your schedule is sloppy, and your phone is filled with distractions, you're setting yourself up to lose. Clean up, cut out, and control. Clean up. Your physical space mission starts in the mind, but your space reflects your discipline. Clean desk, organized room, structured workflow. Why? Because chaos outside creates chaos inside. Cut out mission killers. That friend who jokes about your goals, that app that eats 2 hours daily, that habit that numbs your ambition. Cut it out. You're not being rude, you're being responsible. Control what you feed your mind. Your mission thrives on clarity, and clarity comes from controlling your input. Trade passive content for powerful learning. Trade gossip for growth. Guard your focus like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Lie, remember. One perception. Don't apologize for evolving. You're gonna lose people. Accept it. You're going to outgrow some conversations. Let it happen. You're going to need more silence, more structure, and fewer hangouts. That's growth. You're not rude. You're not cold. You're on mission. And if you don't get your environment aligned, you'll burn out trying to swim against your own surroundings. This hour is your wake-up call. Take inventory. Take control. Take the trash out, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially. Your mission deserves a clean, focused runway. Give it that. Or watch it crash before it takes off. Be ruthless with your time. Your mission demands it. Let's not sugarcoat this. If you don't master your time, your mission will die in your excuses. It's not about having time. It's about taking control of time. You don't find time. You carve it out like your future depends on it. Because it does. Time is the great separator. The average wait. The obsessed create. The lazy postpone. The mission-driven prioritize and produce. And the reason most people never become great, they spend years doing what feels urgent while ignoring what's truly important. They sacrifice their mission for the illusion of productivity, for busy work, distractions, and time killers in disguise. Trade convenience for commitment. Your mission will never survive in a life built on convenience. Comfort is easy. Mission is earned. That means you wake up when you said you would, not when you feel like it. You work on what matters first, before emails, distractions, or dopamine. You treat your schedule like a blueprint for greatness, not a suggestion. Because if your calendar doesn't reflect your mission, your results won't either. Show me your schedule, and I'll show you what you truly value. Your time is your loudest message to the world and to yourself about what actually matters. Build a mission-driven schedule. Start with the non-negotiables. What are the 2-3 things every day that move your mission forward? Lock those in. Everything else is secondary. Time block like a warrior. Assign hours. Guard them. Eliminate overlap. If it's mission time, no one interrupts. No texts, no social, no distractions. Review and refine. Daily, winners don't wing it. They reflect. They adjust. They learn from every hour. Because wasted time today means wasted potential tomorrow. Say no with power. Every yes to something meaningless is a no to your mission. Start filtering decisions through this question. Does this move me closer to my purpose? If the answer's no, cut it out. Walk away. Let it go. Time is the currency of your dream. Spend it like it matters, because it matters more than anything else. Your 24 hours are a moo. Look at how you spend your hours. That's what you're committed to. Not what you say, not what you wish, what you do. And if the mission isn't showing up in your day-to-day, it's time to change everything. You don't get another June 27th. You don't get another today. You either own the hours or the hours own you. Purpose over pain. Mission over mood. Let's face it, some days you're going to wake up and feel tired. Not physically. You're going to question the grind. You're going to question. You'll wonder if it's working, if it's worth it. And that's when you have a decision to make. Do you work from emotion or do you work from mission? Because if you're only driven by how you feel, you'll never become who you were meant to be. Real winners don't chase good days. They create consistent ones. They show up when it's hard. They show up when it's lonely. They show up because they're committed, not because they're comfortable. Discipline is choosing mission over mood every single time. Pain is part of the process. Every champion you admire, they suffered. They sacrificed. They bled behind the scenes. Because that's the cost of greatness. It's not talent. It's tolerance for the pressure, the setbacks. The lonely grind when no one claps and no one sees. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You need to embrace the friction, because that's where character is built and legacies are born. Mission isn't about ease. Mission is about excellence. Don't wait for peace. Build power in the storm. Your life won't slow down for your goals. You've got bills, responsibilities, family, chaos. But guess what? The mission doesn't care about your obstacles. It demands execution anyway. So you've got two choices. Wait for the storm to pass, or train in the rain and get better every damn day. Stop trying to feel ready. Start living like it's your responsibility. Because when you're on a mission, excuses become irrelevant and consistency becomes your identity. You're not lacking. You're just distracted. You don't need more talent. You don't need more luck. You don't need some magical breakthrough. You need less distraction. Let's talk facts. Your phone is stealing your mission. Your comparison is robbing your creativity. And your habit of checking, scrolling, and just for 5 minutes is costing you years. The mission doesn't need more motivation. It needs fewer interruptions.
You can't go deep when you're always distracted. Mission requires focus. Not 5 minutes, not bursts of effort. Deep, intentional, relentless focus. And every time you break that focus, your momentum resets.
You train your brain to quit, to drift, to avoid discomfort. You say you're hungry, but your screen time says you're addicted to comfort. This hour is your call out. Turn off notifications. Delete what's stealing your edge. Build a fortress around your focus. Mission isn't won in the big moments. It's won in the boring hours, in the silence, in the solitude, in the reps no one applauds. Lie road, stop consuming. Start creating. You scroll because you're bored, anxious, or uninspired. But the people you're watching, they're building while you're browsing. Let that sink in. You don't need another motivation video. You need a mission plan. Lie road, one that you follow, even when it's hard, even when you feel stuck, especially when the world is pulling your attention in every direction. Discipline wins when motivation fades. And purpose thrives in the quiet. Mission mode all day, every day. Here's where everything changes. This isn't about hype anymore. It's about lifestyle. It's about entering what I call mission mode. No more waiting, no more searching for perfect timing or permission. Just movement. Forward, daily, without fail. What is mission mode? Mission mode means you wake up with clarity, you operate with intensity, you shut down noise with discipline. You don't ask for motivation, you build systems. You don't get ready, you stay ready. Every decision is filtered through purpose. Every moment is leveraged for growth. And every single day is a brick towards something greater. Mission mode means who you are becomes how you live. Without apology. Build your legacy, one day at a time. You don't build empires in a week. You don't rewrite your life with one burst of hype. You build piece by piece, hour by hour, with relentless commitment. And that means you stop waiting for someone to push you. You become your own coach, your own leader, your own system. You stop being a dreamer and start being a doer. Because when you're in mission mode, nobody needs to remind you to move. You are the reminder. This is your time, your mission, your moment. You don't need another motivational video. You need to become the walking embodiment of purpose. So lock in, show up, and don't stop until your vision becomes visible. If you made it this far, you're not ordinary. You're built for something bigger. But listening isn't enough. It's time to move. It's time to act. Because motivation fades, but missions last a lifetime. So here's what you do right now. Check mark if this video lit a fire in you. Check mark if this video lit a fire in you. Subscribe for daily content that fuels your grind.
Comment below and tell us your mission. The world needs to hear it. Share this with someone who's waiting and remind them, winners work. The rest wait. Now stop watching, start building.